Durango, Colorado is a beautiful mountain town located along the Animas River in southwestern Colorado. Durango was founded in 1880 to serve nearby mining operations. Although it is no longer a hub for silver and gold mining, Durango has become a place to escape, enjoy nature, and fulfill your thirst for adventure. I wanted to share my adventures here as well as showcase Mesa Verde National Park, which is just a short drive away. So without further ado, let's dive into the best things to do in Durango and Mesa Verde National Park. One of the most iconic buildings here in Durango is the Strater Hotel. This is going to be our first stop on our Durango trip as we are going to be staying here for the next 3 days. Stepping into the Strater Hotel is like walking back in time. The interior of the hotel is adorned with Victorian-era furniture, handcrafted woodwork, period wallpaper, and antiques that really give you that old-time feel. The hotel was one of the most iconic hotels of the West and still remains an icon of Durango, rich in history. The hotel was built over 100 years ago, and there has even been reports of ghost sightings. But after staying here for 3 days, I'm happy to report there were no run-ins with any ghosts. One of my favorite things about the Strater Hotel is this private jacuzzi room. You do have to book it in advance in person, so definitely don't miss out. Part of the hotel are 2 restaurants, the Mahogany Grill and the Diamond Belle. Even if you're not staying at the hotel, you are still welcome to dine at the restaurants, and I highly recommend a visit to the Diamond Belle. Much like the rest of the hotel, the Diamond Belle is a Wild West themed saloon. They even have a ragtime piano player. It really was a unique dining experience. After checking into the hotel, we decided to walk down Main Ave. This street is overflowing with cute shops, restaurants, bars, art galleries, live music, and more. Main Ave is about 10 blocks long, so you can absolutely walk the entire thing. But if you didn't, there is a historic trolley you can hop on. As we walked down Main Ave, we ran into this ice cream shop called the Cream Bean Berry that had a line out the door. Naturally, that piqued our interest and we had to try some. I was pleasantly surprised to see that they had vegan ice cream on the menu, so I obviously had to try some, and it was delicious. We continued down Main Ave admiring various statues and historical landmarks. As we continued, to our surprise, we ran into a concert at Buckley Park. People were dancing, singing along, the energy was high. If you are visiting in the summer, Buckley Park puts on a free family-friendly concert every week, which is another thing you can pop on your list. If you are visiting during another time of the year, I recommend heading to durango.org where they have a list of events for the day, week, or month. I feel like Durango is a pretty lively town and most likely there will be some kind of event going on while you're visiting. Our next day in Durango, we started off at Rupert's Cafe. We were able to walk there from the Strater Hotel, which was super nice. I got the veggie hash and it was so yummy. The next activity on our agenda was whitewater rafting on the Animas River. I was super excited because I'd never been before and I've heard great things about the rafting here in Durango. We booked a tour with Durango Rivertrippers and Adventure Tours. They provided us with the necessary equipment and drove us to the part of the river where we would begin our trip. Jack and I are going whitewater rafting. Are you excited? Mm-hmm. The tour was about an hour on the water with class 1, 2, and 3 rapids. It was honestly such a good time, the tour guides were awesome, and I would absolutely do it again. I highly recommend trying this out even if you're a total beginner like me. This is something totally doable. If you're not able to get to whitewater rafting, I would recommend checking out the Animas River Trail, where you can walk or bike alongside the river without having to get wet. After our whitewater rafting trip, we got lunch at Carver Brewing Company. We sat in this outdoor patio area and I got this quinoa veggie burger. Jack and I just got some gelato and it was really good. I got passion fruit, he got strawberry cheesecake, and he devoured it. But we're on our way to the train museum. It looks like there's a parade that's gonna happen soon. So in the meantime, we're gonna go to the train museum and then check out the parade. 4th of July. We decided to check out the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad Museum. The museum features a lot of history about the area and showcases various artifacts like vintage vehicles, train engines, a model train, and more. I wasn't crazy about the museum just because I don't really care about trains and cars and stuff, but it is free, which is awesome, so I can't really complain. This brings us to our next activity, a ride on the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. The railroad was originally constructed to haul silver and gold, but now it serves as a gateway to amazing views for tourists. I would have loved to have taken a ride on the train, but we just didn't have the time. The Silverton round-trip train ride is pretty much an 8-hour adventure, but you can opt for a shorter trip up Cascade Canyon, which is about 5 hours long. I would recommend checking out their website to see which option fits your schedule best. For dinner that night, we went to the Switchback. They had a lot of great vegan options. We got the loaded vegan fries, vegan elote, chips and salsa, and I think this was a birria sandwich. Jack and I just finished our dinner. And we are full. What would you rate it out of 10?
7.
I think I would do 7 too. I like how they had a lot of vegan options, but this tofu could have been marinated better, in my opinion. 7 is good.
It's terrible poor. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Delicious.
Jack and I just got done eating breakfast at the Raider Ridge Cafe here in Durango. Now we are going to drive to Mesa Verde National Park, and I'm super excited. So from Durango to the Mesa Verde National Park Visitor Center is about a 45-minute drive. I recommend stopping at the Visitor Center first because all great national park trips start at the Visitor Center. Make sure you grab some souvenirs and learn about the indigenous people who lived and continue to live in the region. After the Visitor Center, I recommend continuing down Ruins Road and turning right on Moorfield Campground Road. This will lead you to 2 fairly short hikes, Knife Edge Trail and Point Lookout Trailhead, and 1 longer hike, Prater Ridge Trail. After checking out those hikes, continue down Ruins Road where you'll come across your first overlook, Montezuma Overlook. I think this one was my favorite because of this awesome rock formation right here. As you continue down the road, you'll reach Park Point Overview Trail, which is the highest point of the park. It is a fairly short trail at 1/4 mile. This trail offers a few different lookout points, and there's even this awesome firewatch tower. In the distance, you can see Arizona, Utah, and even iconic rock formations like Shiprock in New Mexico. The next overlook after that is Geologic Overlook. As you venture deeper into the park, eventually you will come across the museum and a hub for a few trailheads: Spruce Canyon Trail, Petroglyph Point Trailhead, and Spruce Treehouse Trail. If you are doing Spruce Treehouse Trail, as you walk down the paved path, you will quickly see the Spruce Treehouse Cliff Dwelling. If you decide to do this trail, you will get up close and personal to the historic cliff dwellings. With more than 600 cliff dwellings, Mesa Verde is the largest archaeological preserve in the United States. Although you can see some dwellings without a tour, there are some where a tour is needed, so I highly recommend booking a tour to one of those cliff dwellings. There are 4 different cliff dwelling tours: Balcony House, Cliff Palace, Longhouse, and Square Tower House. You really can't go wrong with either of them, but we opted for Balcony House because it offered a little bit more adventure with a 32-foot ladder climb and a couple short tunnel crawls. We started off going down a lot of steps. After that, it was up the 32-foot ladder. Once you reach the top, you are greeted with sandstone rooms, terraces, kivas, and more. Our tour guide told us about the ancestral Puebloan people and the possible purposes of these structures. Going in the cave. There's another ladder I have to climb up. To exit, you have to crawl through a tunnel or 2 and then climb up the cliff face with 2 more, much shorter ladders. I honestly learned a lot and loved all the adventurous parts of this tour. There are also a variety of pit houses you can see around the area as well, so if you are interested in those, the trails to see them are very, very short, so they are very accessible. Another thing you can do is stargaze. In 2021, Mesa Verde was certified as the world's 100th International Dark Sky Park, so if you have the time, I would recommend coming back at night to get some Milky Way views and even see a shooting star or 2. Overall, I really enjoyed Mesa Verde National Park. I think 1 day or less in the park is probably enough. It's very drivable and has a lot of spots where you can just hop out of your car and take in the views. The park is rich in history with its cliff dwellings that have remained here for over 1,000 years. The ancestral Puebloans left a footprint that reminds us of adaptation, resilience, and beauty, but most importantly, life. Although those who built these dwellings are no longer here, their lineage and story remains. After a very hot day in Mesa Verde National Park, we grabbed dinner at Chimeo Stone-Fired Kitchen. I got a Palisade Peach Mai Tai, and it was extra good because it was a mocktail, and we got a stone-fired pizza and a cauliflower steak. The next day, it was sadly time for us to leave, but before we left, we got breakfast at the Hermosa Cafe. I loved the decor, and they had so many pastries and sweet treats, a good variety of drinks, and thankfully a few vegan options. I really like this cafe and would recommend a stop here before you head out. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure in Durango and Mesa Verde National Park. Make sure you subscribe to catch more of my adventures. Until next time!